Hi guys, it's me George, and today I wanted to talk about writing your own book and self-publishing. I have had a large, considerable amount of people message me in regards to self-publishing and writing, and I wanted to speak a little bit about that and kind of give some advice, give some pointers, give some tips, but also kind of talk a little bit about the process of that. And it was this morning I woke up and I had someone like, oh, I want to speak about how do you go about writing your own book? I know that you're a self-published author, an independent author. How do you go about doing that? So I'm going to give some advice regarding that. And I'm also going to give some pointers, disclaimers. I'm going to debunk some stuff as well, actually, because there is a reoccurring statement that I have seen that is not true, that I have to debunk. This video is heavily inspired by Kellyanne Maddox. She done a fantastic video actually, all about writing her book, Rebel Witch, and she talks about the process of that and the journey within that. And for those of you that kind of are interested in that, please go and take a look because I really enjoyed the video massively. So Kellyanne, thank you for that because actually, if you hadn't have done that video, I wouldn't be doing this. And yeah, if you're watching, hey girl, hope you're watching. But I wanted to speak a little bit about the process. I am sat so weirdly today, but you know what? It's feeling like it's good for my hips. So I'm just going with it, okay? um, so yeah, I wanted to kind of start off that, you know, first of all, writing a book is a commitment. It's a large commitment. It's an incredible commitment that takes so much amount of your time. And that is where this is the key element to writing a book. It's time. You have to actively dedicate your time to writing that book, even if it is just 10 minutes a day, even if you are not feeling it, you have writer's block and you are just sat there writing utter and complete shit, you can always edit that, you can always delete that, but you have to keep writing. For me, I done minimum 20 minutes a day of writing. Not only that, but I dedicate one day out of the week to specifically writing an author related activity. And it's funny because it was actually happened to me when I was working 5 days of the week and I was like, I hate this. I don't want to work 5 days a week. I want to write. And the main statement I kept hearing in my head was, do what thou will. And, your will, that terminology, coined by Alistair Crowley, means do your will, not as in do whatever the hell you want to do. It means do your fate, find what you're good at and do it well. Do what thou will. And I was like, but I want to do something. And it was like, do what thou will. And it was like, well, I want to write. And it was like, that is your will. Do thy will. Do it. So from that point out on, I allocated every Monday for writing, period. Every Monday, I allocated it for writing. And that was something that I wake up, I don't have a lay in. I wake up at 7 in the morning, I make myself a coffee, I open my laptop, I might put some relaxing music on, and I just write and I start the whole day. Um, and it's about dedicating that time to it. Even if you are not feeling it, you have to dedicate that time. It isn't something you can just kind of hop in and hop out of. Barbarous Words, my first book that I've done, actually took me 3 years, 2.5 years to 3 years to write, and actually during which time I had some incredibly traumatic moments in my life that actually were quite possibly some of the worst moments of my life. And I'm not actually being dramatic, even though I'm kind of low-key a little bit dramatic, but actually, like genuinely, Barbarous Words, the kind of start to that, to the end of that, was the worst traumatic, just crazy roller coaster times of my life. And it takes time to write a book. And really, when the moment you put that first letter on that piece of paper and you type that out, you're in your own story. Even though your book has the beginning, the middle, and the end, the introduction, the chapters, and then your conclusion. Um, you're also doing your beginning, middle, and the end. That is your story. The moment you start writing, that is your story, that is your process. And like that book having a beginning, middle, and an end, so does that process. Um, it really, really does. And it's really, really intense. Sometimes it can be incredibly, incredibly intense. Um, so that is one of the things I would say. Time is a massive, massive thing. Don't rush something. Don't rush anything. Never rush. Um, Always take your time with it. References. The second one. Reference, reference, reference. And I cannot say that enough, particularly when it comes to writing witchcraft books or books of folk magic. Really have behind you bodies of reference. Give those examples of where you got that information from that you're saying, because that is incredibly important, because it gives credit where credit is due. If you're going to use a quote and it's from someone else, don't coin that as your own. I mean, that is plagiarism, but also, say who said that quote, where did they say it, when did they say it. Give reference to things. Is a massive part of it. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to be able to articulate well what you're talking about, and give that backup evidence, those references for what it is you're writing specifically. The other thing is, and there's a couple of things here really, is trust the process. Trust your process. Trust your journey. Trust the journey that you're taking, and especially if it's a book regarding spirituality, look out for omens, look out for synchronicities on that path, look out for evidence of the other world being alongside you and guiding you, and go with that, go down that avenue. My second book, The Ineffable Name, I woke up, I had a dream about it. I woke up one day and I said to my partner, I want to write a book, and I want to write a beginner's book on traditional witchcraft. I was like, and I want you to do the artwork. I was like, and I want a black witch in it. I want a witch of colour in it, and one of the chapters as the drawings, because I wanted more representation. But I was also given that as well. I was given that the spirits were basically saying, this is what you need to do. And it felt completely fated. All of the artwork that my partner done just flowed, completely and utterly flowed. All of the journey actually for the second one really flowed. Far easier than the first one. Barbara's words was, my baby that ripped me in two. It literally just destroyed my life. Not because I was writing a book, it was just a time period that actually completely and utterly skyrocketed my life into a horrific roller coaster. It was awful. But you have to trust the process. You trust the process, and you trust in yourself. You trust in your words. Don't doubt yourself. We're all human. We all make mistakes, but it's trying to be as diligent as possible. And the other thing is, this is a big one. No distractions. Seriously, no fucking distractions. We are so easily distracted. We have Instagram on our phone. We have Facebook on our phone. We have YouTube. I mean, someone's probably watching this procrastinating now. And even though, I like my videos being watched, if you're procrastinating, go do what you need to do. But the point is, we are so easily distracted now. And my Mondays, whenever I write, I tend to have either my work trying to contact me or text me, or can you sort this out? Can you do that? Or relatives or friends. And I have to be like, no, this is my day. These are my hours. This is my time that I am setting to do this. No way And you have to be like that. You have to be stern, and you have to, you know, you have to be disciplined. You know, you can't get distracted by things. Don't procrastinate. And, you know, you can't hop off writing and hop on and answer the phone and then hop back on. Writing doesn't work like that. It is a creative process. It has a flow to it. It has a rhythm. It has a muse. So once you are in that zone, you can't just hop out and then hop back in. It doesn't work like that. So no distractions. Completely and utterly no distractions. You know, I mean, in a sense, from a spiritual perspective, if we're thinking about the process of writing, what I was saying, the moment you put those words on paper, that story, that journey begins. It is a ritual within itself, really. It is a, you know, it is a ritual within itself. It has, you know, it has all this kind of body of action behind it, and then it has results afterwards. It has those results based. It is a spiritual working within itself, particularly when we look at writing with spirituality and witchcraft and the occult. Obviously, from my background is witchcraft and the occult, but it is a spiritual journey. It really, truly is. And it's not something that you can just kind of put down and then pick up, and then it doesn't work like that. It would be easier if it worked like that, but it doesn't work like that. The other one that I wanted to say, and this is the debunking thing, and this might come across as a bit of a rant, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, but it's a couple of times that I've seen this statement now, and I honestly wonder if the people that say it have actually written or self-published something themselves. Perhaps they have. Perhaps they have different experiences, but all of the authors I know, all of the other authors that I've spoken to, will not say that writing a book is easy. It is not easy. I'm sorry. I've seen things, you know, I've seen posts where people said, oh, self-publishing is easy. Writing a book is easy. No, it's fucking not. Like, it's not. Writing a book takes time, takes commitment, takes discipline. You know, your friends will ring you to go out and, can we do this? Can we do that? And you have to say no because you have to write this book. You know, it takes time, commitment, discipline. It takes so much of your energy. It takes so much of your resources. It takes a piece of yourself, effectively. You know, writing a book is not an easy thing. It's not just a thing that, oh yeah, you can just write a book. It does not work like that. It never has. And by God, even a person I know right now, a really good friend of mine, she's currently writing a children's book, and it's a picture book. It's a children's book, and a lot of people think that's easy. It's not easy. This is not an easy process, guys. You know, self-publishing is not easy. It's not, because effectively, yes, you're self-publishing, but effectively, no one's going to edit that book for you. You have to edit that book. And, you know, admittedly, which will go on to our next subject, you know, you make mistakes. You know, you need to be able to edit all that book yourself, even if you're not an editor. You know, you might have got an A star in English literature, but it's completely different. It's not, yeah, it's completely different. You know, not only that, you have to be your own publicist, you have to be your own marketing team. You know, if you are an independent author, self-published, it takes a lot. It really does take a lot. I do it through Amazon KDP, but no one's going to do that publishing. You know, no one's going to do those, that marketing for you. No one's going to put your advertisements out of your book for you. This is all on your own head. So even after you finish writing that book, it doesn't stop. You can't just sit back, relax, and oh, you're done. It doesn't work like that. And this might sound a bit of a rant, but I've seen a couple of statements now from a myriad of people where they said, oh yeah, it's really easy. And I can't help it, but I look at it and I just think, bullshit. I'm sorry, bullshit. Yeah, no way. I completely disagree with that. And I'm very live and let live. But I have to say, when it comes down to writing your own book, it is hard. It's fucking hard going. It's hard work. And the other thing of it, the last thing of it, is that you make your own mistakes. You will make mistakes. Barbarous Words, which is currently being edited, and I guess I might as well take the opportunity to tell you guys now that I'm going to be doing a revised second edition of Barbarous Words. Not shortly. It's a work in process. Again, showing you guys that it's not, once you release that book, that's not it. You're not just done, and that it is an ongoing process. But Barbarous Words, I'm going to address the elephant in the room here. Let's be completely honest. The editing wasn't the best. The spelling wasn't the best at all. It really wasn't. And I mean, I definitely made some mistakes when it comes to the spelling of Barbarous Words, which, kind of the grammar aspect of Barbarous Words and the spelling is the elephant in the room that, is healthy to address. And yet again, Kellyanne Maddox addressed certain elephants in the room regarding her other book. And I saw that and I was like, that's really adult, that's really mature, that's really responsible, that's really honest and truthful. So yeah, again, that was something that I was like, yeah, I think it's so important to be truthful, to be honest about your work. But yeah, Barbarous Words, regarding the spelling wasn't the best, and it wasn't just that. When I first released the book, there was like a white strip at the edge of the book at the front cover, and I was like, even though I'd had like a proof copy in that looked all good to go, and then it actually wasn't once I released the book. It is a hard process, guys. Writing is fucking hard. Being an independent author is hard. Being a writer is difficult. But if I can do it, you can do it. But you just have to have the dedication, the time, the commitment, the ability to trust the journey, the ability to realize that you are human and you will make mistakes, and that's okay, And also as well, you have to be able to, and lastly, because I will stop, because there's so much to talk about actually when it comes down to this subject, but also you have to be able to take criticism, and sometimes not nice criticism. Sometimes people can be fucking mean. People can be horrible. And it's something that actually you have to kind of harden up to, and you have to toughen up. It would be better if people were able to kind of think before they spoke and didn't act on impulse. Like a fucking predatory animal. Like, it's like, fuck, think it through, fucking Tone Age, you know what I mean? But that's not the way of the world, and people work differently. You have to be able to take criticism. If you're going to put a body of work out there, especially regarding something so subjective as witchcraft, as the occult, not everyone's going to agree. Not everyone's going to see eye to eye with you. There are books of very well-respected bodies of influence and authors that I too respect, but I don't always agree with them. I might read that and I might be like, no, sorry, no, I don't think that. But I don't attack the book for that. I just think, well, that's the beauty of witchcraft. It's so subjective to some. We have so many different ideas and concepts that actually that's okay. But some people can't do that. Some people have to scream from the rooftops, and especially regarding the internet. Yeah. So you're not going to make everybody happy, and sometimes people can come to you and to try to, sometimes you can get some really lovely people that will come to you and tell you how much your books had an influence on them, and that's incredible. That's like, wow, that's amazing. Or people that are like, your book, I really enjoy it, rah, 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 and they want to help as well, and that is amazing. That's actually happened to me, and that was just, I'm forever grateful of that, of a good friend of mine, Michelle Harrison for helping me out, which was amazing. I can never get over that, and I honestly feel a depth of gratitude to you if you're watching. So thank you so much, Michelle, for that. I'll never forget that. Yeah, amazing. But sometimes, you can get people that can be really patronizing, really, really condescending, incredibly condescending, incredibly patronizing. It's just the way of the world. It's the nature of the beast if you ultimately release something into public domain, yeah. So I would definitely say that you have to be able to take criticism. You have to be able to take sometimes slander, which is sad, but it is the nature of the beast. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable that people can be so nasty. But unfortunately, some people can be like that. Some people can be savage. Some people don't hold back. Whatever. So yeah, I have to say though, I hope this video hasn't come across as a bit of a neg, because there is nothing more rewarding than having a body of work out there that literally is out in the world, that is available worldwide, that is a piece of me, a piece of my mind, a piece of my practice, a piece of my life, a piece of my life that is so intricate and so intimate to who I am as a person, as an individual, something that is so meaningful to me, to publications, that is around the world. And that feels fucking amazing. That is an incredible, incredible feeling. It's so worth it. I'm going to level with you guys. It's a bit personal, but I do not plan on having children. I've never planned on having children. I want cats. I want a cat. That will be my baby. That will be my family. But I do not want to procreate. I have no desire to create another George. In the nicest possible way, and I hope this doesn't offend. I believe that there's too many people in the world anyway, and I think there's a lot of children that already need homes, like adoption and stuff like that. But again, that's not being derogatory or slating anybody off that is wanting to have children of their own. There's absolutely nothing wrong in that. It's just my own personal view as of why I don't want children. So let me kind of put that disclaimer out there that I'm definitely not slating anybody that wants to have children of their own or has children of their own. I'm not, again, I'm very much live and let live. But for me personally, having children has never been a thing that has appealed to me. I love my own time. I love my own time. It's something that is so important to me. It's a whole different video, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of people want children because they feel like it's a way in which it's their legacy. For me, my books, Barbarous Words and The Ineffable Name, that feels like my legacy. That feels like when I'm no longer on this earth, I kind of will be, because Barbarous Words will be there and The Ineffable Name will be there, and that body of work will influence people and will help people and will assist people. And, hopefully that's not soon when I pass away. Touch wood. Sorry, the phone rest is wood. But, even when I'm alive, the fact that I've created this body of work that is assisting people and helping people within their practice and inspiring people, there's no greater feeling than that. So, yeah. As hard as writing is, as hard as being an author is, it's so worth it. And it's one of the most rewarding things that I think I've ever done in my entire existence. I've done a lot with my life, but writing, it's a massive achievement for me, and it means so much to me. So yeah, I hope this video helps. This is a really long video, by the way, but I just wanted to talk about being an independent author and self-publishing and being a writer and being an author, particularly when it comes to writing subjects such as witchcraft and the occult, and what that actually means and what that's actually like. So yeah. For those of you that are also interested, shameless plug alert is doing it. My book, Barbarous Words, a compendium of conjurations, British folk magic, and other popish charms, alongside The Ineffable Name, a crafter's guide to traditional witchcraft, are both available via Amazon on Kindle and also paperback as well. So if you guys haven't had a look at my work, please, I'd love that, you know. Please feel free to have a look, you know. If any of you guys want to get your mitts on a copy, that would be lovely. If you also like what you read as well, and again, this is part of being an independent author, guys, if you like what you read, please leave some Amazon reviews, because that makes such a difference. Share, you know, or share your experience, do a review. If it's something that has had a good impact on your practice, then do a review on Amazon, because that really helps me as an independent author massively. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling, but over and out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. But yeah, over and out, and peace.